glad that Fox would not dare show one of them on my own show. All right, how does a campaign deal with damage control after there is a mess from the mouth? Let's ask Anne-Marie Hausers, the former communication director for Tim Pawlenty's presidential bid, and Fox News contributor Joe Trippi, who was Howard Dean's 2004 campaign manager. All right, Joe, you know, we just had to throw that Howard Dean over there. But truthfully, we've all had those moments out on the campaign trail where, you know, we say something because we're tired and we have those moments. But sometimes a person gets elected and they still make a major gaffe. This one by President Obama, Dick Morris and I were talking about it earlier. Let's take a look at it, then I want to have you guys respond. All right, Joe, let me start with you. This is a pretty major moment. The president, I think, is really damaged by this particular gaffe because it's not just a campaign goof on the trail. This is a policy issue. And he's essentially saying, I'm going to keep something from the American people. And by the way, I'm absolutely going to get reelected. Problem for him in November?
Oh, it's going to be a problem because Romney or whoever the Republican nominee is going to be we're going to see this tape over and over again. I think the reality is he's telling the truth. Why would anybody want to try to do any kind of treaty or anything like that right now when it's going to be turned into a political football as this gaffe or statement is going to be turned into?
He's not an amateur. He knows you never say things like that with a room full of microphones. Not just the one that's on him, but those directional mics that point. Why would he take the risk? Why would he say this behind the curtain, back in a secure room, whether it's been electronically swept?
We are increasingly at the stage where, and you know this, there's no way to go through 2 years of a presidential campaign or 4 years as President of the United States anymore without stepping in it. I mean, that's just fact of life. I mean, I don't mean we've seen every candidate on the Republican side do something, say something. We all go, what was he thinking? The same thing with the president. That's going to happen from now on, regardless of who the president is. We saw, you know, President Bush would occasionally gaffe as President of the United States.
Well, it happens.
No one's immune to it.
Anne-Marie, how will the Republicans exploit this?
Oh, I definitely think, I mean, and Joe even said it, you're going to see this show up in campaign commercials against President Obama. And this isn't his first open mic gaffe. I mean, there was one back in November with Sarkozy and about Netanyahu and what this signaled. And so it is different from a campaign. I mean, this has real world implications on the international stage, and it is policy. I mean, he is actually in office. He is not, you know, at a coffee shop meeting with voters on the campaign trail.
There was another one this week that got a lot of attention. This is Romney.